What's up, KL Phoenix Rollers viewers and Roller Agenda listeners? I'm gonna do a little video. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be. It could be short. It might be a little longer, but it's gonna be about the process of breeding your own Birmingham rollers. Right? I'm talking about the process of breeding your own. I like doing my videos from inside the loft. I like the environment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going here real quick. Let you look around a little bit. I got babies on the floor. This is the second half for the babies for 2020. I think it's like 14 still in here, 14 in here, still in here, and it's like 21 or 22 in the kid box, and that'll be it for the first round of the training. So I think I just want to show y'all that, nothing special about them right now. They're just babies, but I want to talk about the process. All right. So I'll put this right here. Got a good view. Find a good spot to sit it where it won't interfere with the birds. That's the key. We don't interfere with the birds. So I'll do it from the cock cage, hen cage. I'm gonna do it though. Let me see. Well, anyway, let me start talking about it right now though. Okay, this thing. Sam Smitty touched on this the other day. And they did that live, and they were at Yo-Yo Man house, I think. So I called him and gave him credit for it, because what he talked about was real stuff. You know what I'm saying? When people talk real stuff and not saying stuff just to sound good or sound politically correct, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff touches me right there. Like I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? And that was real stuff when he said everybody always chasing after to emulate the end results, but they don't know the process. They don't trust in the process. And once you understand the process of how somebody did something or is doing something, it makes it easy for you to develop your own process, right? So the process is this. It's knowing where you're going to go. First of all, know what you're trying to achieve, even if it's a short-term goal or long-term goal. But it's best to have a lot of short-term goals that lead you to your long-term goal. You know what I'm saying? Most guys want to get in and have the end results right away, but don't know the process, or don't have a process, or don't trust in the process. So the first thing when you start a process is quality birds. That's one of the first things you gotta do. Then you gotta figure out what makes a quality bird, right? Or what is a quality bird? So let's say the first thing you want to do is get your birds breeding, right? So the process is what? First thing, simple, male, female. First thing, we got that. We got the cocks, we got the hens. Now we're gonna match the cocks with the hens to give the desired results, or try to get close to it as possible. Because sometimes we don't get the desired results. We get close to it, which could be just as good, because it's still a process, right? So the process is knowing which birds work with which birds and why they work together. Because there are people, fanciers right now, they put birds together. They try to emulate because somebody else doing it. They try to do it the same way, but they don't know why they doing it. So if they don't understand the process that the person is doing, so when they see the results, they might say, "Oh, that ain't what I want," because it's not your process; it's their process. They probably did that just to get to a certain point, and people need to understand that. Like, okay, I'm gonna talk about me. Okay, when I first got the competition, I had birds that roll a lot. The quality was just okay, nothing fancy, nothing great. Wasn't bad, but it had some individuals that was really good. But the birds worked, right? So, and now I was just having birds. I had some of the old Penson bloodline with the Lee-Meyer and all that stuff like that. So the process was this. The first thing I did after that was try to bring the birds to the point where they all have the same, close to the same type. Not exactly, but close to it. And my process was, well, I'm going to use this family for that. And when I did that, it made the quality go up a little bit. The spin got tighter. The birds kitted better, but I lost something. I lost some of the frequency, right? But that was part of the process, okay? So now, how do I reach back and regain my frequency without going back to the same quality I was having, right? So what I did was, I found birds with similar physical traits, phenotypical traits, right? Similar, not exactly the same, just similar. But worked as hard or harder than the birds I was making. You know what I'm saying? So when I bring those in, I selected the ones that fit, and I kept going forward. So let's fast forward a little bit. So now I'm past all that part, right? So now I got my family set, right? I know which birds for good or for what. And I put certain birds down for certain reasons. And certain birds have certain qualities within them that I want to bring out and have that transferred to the offspring I'm producing, right? So this is what I did. I recognized which birds were good for what, and I put them together to get a certain results. Like say I got one side of my family that got are the hard spinners. They work. They're not really kit sensitive. And I got some birds that are smooth, effortless rollers that are really good as far as kit sensitivity. I put them together. And I will only bring in to the loft the birds that exhibit the traits I was trying to go for. Not because they're just good spinners, which is one of the big mistakes some guys make. Just because it's a good spinner, they bring it in. It still have to show you the traits that you want to see to be competitive in kit competition. Since I'm going for kit competition, that's what I got to breed for, right? So I understood that. So I only bring in those birds, and I will make those likewise birds together. The only thing I concentrate more other than that is commitment. I mean, commitment on break. See, you ever seen birds that fly in the kit and they spin 30 feet like a bullet and then go again like a bullet, and then the kit break, he doing 2s and 3s, flipping around, he not really going. I watch for those birds. That's part of my process. And I figure out who's throwing those birds, right? And I try to breed away from those particular birds, right? So fast forward a little bit further. Let's fast forward to present. Like right now, I'm breeding for the birds' inability to be stiff. I mean, and I know it might happen still, because it just happens that way sometimes, but I'm breeding for the inability to be stiff, which means that straight flying. I mean, I'm trying to breed to a point where I don't have too many days they just straight fly. You know what I'm saying? I would rather for them to waterfall than straight fly, because if they straight flying, I'm not entertained. If I'm not entertained, I'm not happy. Because it's not always about competition. Sometimes it's about me just enjoying the pigeons. So I still got to enjoy them. I still got to be entertained no matter what. So even if that takes having a kit just for me to be entertained by, and one for kit competition, but I got to build it. It's a process to get there. Like I said, everything is like a process. You know what I'm saying? And selection is what supports that process. So you got to be a little sharp when you're paying attention to these birds. You really got to pay attention to them, which most dudes don't do. The reason why I'm talking about this, because I see fanciers trying to emulate other people's breeders, but they don't understand why. They don't know why they're doing it, so that they're not getting the process. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting the process, and they get the process, they ain't gonna know. They're gonna select birds based on who the birds off of, and not the birds' performance, right? So, and I'm trying to get to the point where people can listen to video. Cause I know more people listen to these videos than they say. Some dudes act like they don't listen to them, but I know this just by the words they say now. It's phrases and words I say, and I hear more people saying them now. It's all right. I mean, it don't matter. I mean, I'm still gonna do it no matter what. But it's a process, guys. It's a process you guys gotta understand within your loft. Get you a process. Everything is like a process. selection is key, but it's a process to getting where you want to go. Now, some guys just go buy another family. I mean, if you just want to win, go buy a family and win. But eventually, you got to have a process to maintain that. See, we can't get around all this stuff right here. It's still a process to maintain it or to move forward with it. It's still a process, and the selection is key. I mean, this stuff right here is just like, it's like obvious. It's like top of your head. Wake up. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't listen. It's a lot of guys today. For everybody got some good information, whether it be bad information for you not to do or good information that you can apply. Everybody got some kind of information you can use. Whether teaching you what not to do or teaching you what to do or how to do both at the same time. So, this little bird. Oh, you know what bird this is? This is a bird that was hurt. I've been hand feeding, so now he's following me around. Now he's trying to climb up my back. His parents beat him up real bad. See the top of his head? Well, not his parents. The cock did. And so now he's right here trying to get me to feed him. I might give him a little feed. I'm gonna give him a little feed. I ain't gonna dog him out. But he gotta go back on the floor for right now. I ain't telling him right now. But so when you understand the process, you get good. Like, I got birds over here. I know what I want to use them for, right? I know what I want to use these birds for. I know it. So, it's a process. I breed certain birds to give me certain traits, just so they can go to other specific birds to give me the traits I really want. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a process. Like I got a Dalmatian line, right? My Dalmatian line, this is one of the ones that wasn't flown, but the siblings were flown, right? So this was the last one left that came out with the markers I actually wanted. But I trust my selection. I trust my selection process. So Dalmatian birds were white with black, actually spots, not grizzle spots, just black spots. That's the whole purpose of my Dalmatian line. But it's not an outcross. It's my birds. I'm just breeding them for a certain way, but they still got to perform first. So there's a process. I know I had to breed one bird to get this, another bird to get this, and so forth. It was a process to get there. I'm not all the way there, but and these birds right here got the same. Let me see. No, take that back. This bird's mother is this bird's half sister. So and that's part of the Dalmatian line too. So but it's a process to get spin. It's a process. When you're trying to develop when you put your process down, first you gotta know where you're trying to go, right? And everything you do, every single maiden, every single selection, gotta be gearing you towards that, gonna take you towards that process. Take you toward that goal, I mean. That's the process, taking you toward that goal. You gotta have a goal, and everything you gotta do, you gotta be taking you toward that goal. So if you're trying to get 50 foot blurs, let's say blurs. The first thing I would suggest is you get the speed part down first, and then add the depth part gradually. Like I would say, do it like that first. That way you can get the stability in there early, instead of trying to step them out later on. You have to go back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find. See, if it's for kid competition, you're gonna find the hardest worker spinner. Period. It's just that simple. And then figure out who's throwing them, and then at what percentage. And then you figure that out. Then you put the ones with the higher percentages together. Boom. Fly the babies. The ones that exhibit what you're trying to get is the ones you bring in. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to try to have that spin part being recessed. You want that to be dominant. So you got to keep selecting for that, and then get you there. Then you start adding it. Then you figure out who got the close to the same speed, but has the depth for sure, but not a roll down. I'm talking about depth with stability. Even if it roll once or twice, but it's still there. You bring that one in, when you get the ones that exhibit the depth, you gotta use those. I mean, it's a process. It don't happen overnight. Everybody who created their own really good family, it didn't happen overnight. It's like you see them working, they're getting good, they're better, then boom, they're there. because they worked with the process they was doing. They understood their own process, and they got there. And the other guys want to emulate that process. So what they do is they go buy birds from the person to emulate the results, not the process, the results. So they get birds, and they get birds. They never get the bird that they never say, let me get a hen and a cock that you would make together. I mean, and that's the key, that you would pair together. And then to ask them, why do you put them together? So why would you put these together? And they should be able to tell you why. They should say, oh, they just make good rollers. Okay, you can go to the pet shop and pick up 2 birds that make good rollers. But why you put these, why you select these 2? And they should be explained to you in some detail. Maybe not all, because it's still just a theory until you breed them and you fly them and you confirm it. You know what I'm saying? So the process, understand your process, and stay on your path. Stay on your path. I mean, you can wiggle in and out a little bit like this, but you don't want to go left or right. You might go over here just to pull something right here and bring it back over here. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we actually do as cultivators. We're trying to make the best family rollers possible, or one that can compete with the best. So everybody want to be, the problem right now is everybody want to be the man, but nobody want to be the man. Nobody want to be the man that do the work. Everybody want the end results. Well, not everybody. A lot of people want the end results. They don't want to go through the process. They don't want that. They want to skip the process and get right to the end results. The problem with that is it don't always work out. Work out for 1 in every 5 or 6. You think about it, you go back to all the famous families that did great, and so many people were actually successful with the in relation to how many people actually had those same exact birds. You know what I'm saying? So you understand the process, their process of how they got there, or how they get in there, the process they finna start, and they can tell you why they finna do it. Okay, I understand. Like, take for example this bird here. Another process bird for me. Okay. My cousin D Brown had a little hen. He bred off 2 of my birds, right? And some of the old smoke stuff, right? Nice, spinner, short, snappy, right? I have a cock, 752, the black marble cock. Real nice birds, hard workers, good kid sensitivity. The problem was, every now and then you get one that bumps. So I said, I'm gonna try something. I told one of my club members, put them 52 177 just and give me the 2 babies. So I got 2. That's me hen and the cock. I put the cock in the kit. The hen is right here. I'm trusting the knowledge of my family to say that this bird would have been stable enough to fly in the kit and have enough heart to roll with the kid and be a good solid pigeon. I'm trusting that theory. That's my stuff. I do stuff like that on the side. I'm always doing stuff like that on the side. That's how I find out what's what. So I say after 3 rounds, I'll take this bird and put this bird down on another bird and fly the babies and see and test my theories out. I'm not always right, but I'm not wrong either. So that's like my percentages are way up right now when they come to figuring stuff like that out. Way up. So that's this bird. This is one of them processed birds right here. That's what this bird is for. It's testing a theory out I have. Is a bird gonna throw rollers or spinners, whatever? Yes. I always say rollers because they Birmingham rollers. Let me clarify something for you guys. Do you know why guys say spinners? Most guys say spinners. They spin in rollers, really, but do you know why most guys say spinner? Most guys say spinner to give their birds extra credit that they faster than a roller. That's okay. Oh, good spinner. I got some good spinners out there. And you go to their house, they just got Class A rollers. I mean, to me, if you're gonna say a good spinner, I gotta see a bird that's a spinner, that's really getting it. That's really getting it. You know what I'm saying? And I go to people out there say they got all these super spinners and flag kids. I didn't see one one spinner, and what they say is a spinner. Yeah, because from what they claim to be a spinner, it's not really a spinner. It's just, I mean, it's no faster than anybody else's birds I've seen. They're about average. And there's some guys that do have some good spin. They're not blurs. I only, let me see. I've been flying birds, in the competition realm since '92. I've been around since '88, but I just started flying like '92. But since then, I might have seen 5 blurs. I mean, blurs. We like, wait a minute, this bird like is almost becoming translucent. I done seen 5 of them. Period. You tell me they have a 6 or 7 minute kid, they fooling themselves. Come on, man, get off their high horse. Because no. Anyway, we ain't talking about blurs right now. We're talking about the process. Let's get back on it. I apologize for getting off topic. So it's a process. So most of the birds in here left. You gotta remind, because some of my deep browns, they process birds. They birds that's waiting around for to go to other birds for specific reasons. The birds I'm breeding that now are the birds I plan on trying to compete with. These I'm gonna compete with too. See how they hold up. I'm gonna try to, but the other ones are the ones I pretty much know about. I'm really high on. All the processed birds are still in here. I'm not. The process don't come before what we know or what I know. Okay, another processed bird. My cock 0303, right? Probably one of the deepest fast birds I ever bred and flown with regularity is him. He go anywhere from 30 to 60 feet, never ever bumped. And it was at least 1.5 times a minute, at least. Once he got to 30 feet, he never rode under 20 feet. When he started hitting them 40, 50, 60 foot spins, he never rode under 30 feet. He stayed safe. But what he will do when he come low sometimes, just instead of rolling, follow the kid like he gonna roll, he'll do like a tail set or something. If not, he gonna lock into it. He gonna go about 30 feet. But he shut off when he low. He couldn't go under 30 feet. So when he got low, he really didn't roll. Wait a minute. Every now and then he might do a flip. Every now and then, very seldom, but he would do it. Okay, this is his daughter, right? This bird never made it to the first kit. It could be in the first kit right now, but I need this bird. I need this bird for it to test the theory. If I fly it and I lose it, my chance of testing that theory are gone. I have to breed another. I bred several. This was the only one that showed what I really want to see. She go 20 or 30 feet, maybe 35. I can't say 40, but she do it so smooth and effortless. I had to bring her in. She was in the 3rd kit. I put her in the 2nd kit, and I took her out when the falcon started getting really bad. I need to have this bird around to try some things. And what I need for her to do, see if she can what she was. I need her to integrate that into the mating. That's what I need her to contribute that to the mating. So that smooth, effortless roll, I need that in the mating. She's about 1.5 times a minute too. But if the kid is working, she works with him. The thing about her is, when she come low, she can go 10, 15 feet. That's what makes her so valuable. But her father couldn't do it. See, it's a process. I'm bringing the stability into him without taking a role away from him. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build my family to be just as competitive as all the top families out there. And I don't think I have to get the birds from those other families to do so. All the tools and everything, all this material is already here. I just got to select it and put it together. What I must do first is I got to make sure I have it around. If I'd have flown this bird, who just said this bird would be still here? If this bird be still here, guess what? It's a wasted opportunity. So now I can't see. I won't be able to see. That's why I'm trying to explain to people. It's not. We gotta be a little smarter. Like I said, that I mean, it's different now. So I got to be a little smarter to my approach to breeding now, and that's one of the things I have to do. That's part of my process. I got to be a little smarter. I got to select certain birds for certain things, and hope they can contribute those things to the maintenance, which will most likely happen. I just got to have the birds around to put up the show. Now, it's another process bird. Now this is the mother. She's the main breeder. But the cock I want her on next is not a main cock bird. This was the mother that I had to show. This is 673. This is the bird. This is the hen I call the bob hen. Why I call it bob hen? I put two blacks together and made this hen, which means black on black. This is a 2019 pigeon. Really nice bird. Really smooth, effortless bird. Easily twice a minute, about 15, 20 feet. Easily. Twice a minute. Easy. Easy. Smooth though. Not no blur. Not no super fast bird. She's a class A roller. That's what she is. And I got that term from Arnold Jackson. Arnold Jackson said that to one time. I said, that makes a lot of sense. It gives you a better description of pigeons. It should, because dudes be talking about blurs. And, yeah. I ain't seen a blur. Since I've been back flying, I have not seen a blur. I see some good rollers, but I ain't seen no blur. Even when I was as good as Ali's 1.9 bird was, and as good as Patrick's 1.8 bird was, they weren't blurs. A blur to me is past a 2.0. That's that next level kind of stuff right there. A blur. It's like saying you got Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Okay, if those guys are 10s, what does that put everybody else? Everybody else drop. There's a few more players that's just as good. They're just not fan favorites. You know what I'm saying? So, but them three dudes are different. They're on another whole another level. I wouldn't call them 10s. If you call Smalls a 10 and you call them a 10, you like disrespecting them. Especially Kobe's work ethic, you can't call him a 10. Michael Jordan's work ethic, you can't call him a 10. LeBron James' skill level, you can't call him a 10. There are some aspects of his game that he's not a 10. He's below. He don't have a heart and will to win at all costs. He don't have that. I mean, he hasn't shown it yet. But anyway, off topic again. My apologies. But this is the bob hen, 673. Now, she's a major thing for what she is, but she's not a major thing as far as the family, because actually she's only maybe 1/8 of the family, right? But she's still related. She's only 1/8 of that. Her mother is the bird David Lopez bred, which is 1000, which is that's where the smoothness comes from in this bird, and the community comes from the mother, right? The harmony instinct, kick sensitivity, and the work rate come from her daddy, which is number 42, my Jackie Robinson cock, which is no longer here. The Jackie Robinson cock. That's what he brought. So I got a few of these in here. Jackie Robinson. Don't actually need him right now. But anyway, so she goes to any bird that with depth, with serious depth, I put it on her. And don't really work. They don't work. I put it on her too. I use her for it. And if I need to calm birds down, make them more effortless, I use her. That's her job. That's her and her mother's job. And they got a little sister over here that wasn't flown. A little only red hen. I put her just put over there because she was red. That's it. I'm being real with you. She's only in here because she was red. And that's the truth. See, I'm not gonna tell you what sound good. I'm telling you what I do and why I did. Why I did it. She's here because she's red. I mean, the red ones roll just as good as the black and white ones. The only thing about the red ones, I know that they came in a little earlier. That's it. And that's the truth. Now, so far, she's doing her job, but I don't need her to do her job right now. It's a cock specifically for her over there. And that's what I'm doing. It's a process. It's part of my process. Now you got this hen, which is on loan for a while. It's been my first time breeding since 2018. So, if you handle this bird, she's a lavender, ash red, whatever you want to call her. Brown fleckings, gray fleckings all over. She's here for her strength. This is a solid, she like a little tank. But she's like 15, 20 feet in David Lopez kit. What made her so good is her mother and the hen that make the bob hen. No, I'll take that back. The bob hen and her, the mother, original mother, they have sister. They got the same mother, 53. Her father's 3/4 of my stuff. So it's like, okay. And she feels like them too, and she's solid. She's not down. This is supposed to be Jackie Robinson's mate, but this is going to be Jackie Robinson's son's mate, which would make it like an auntie the nephew mate. What this is going to be. So, but he's over here and he's not, actually he's right there. And I don't think he's ready yet. But, we can't move in the main cock out, but that's him right there. A little dark check right here. So, it's a process. And why I'm putting them together is I'm trying to lock in on that smooth, effortless trait. So I can keep putting it all throughout the loft. I need that. I like the smooth, effortless birds. Those are the birds that are easy to get to break. Them hard, violent rollers. When it's violent, I mean it's not smooth. Right? It's not smooth. And if it's not effortless, see, the birds got to work too hard to do it. And nothing wants to overwork. Nothing wants to overwork. No animal wants to overwork. Every animal will love to do whatever they do with ease. They would love to. So why not put them in the best position to do that? It's all my stuff. That's how I think. That's what I think when I be stacking birds. This is an unusual bird right here. It's my bird, but it's off one of my pair that throw the Dalmatian bird. He came out black like the mother. He looked almost exactly like his mother, but it's the only cock. And these are good. These are really good. I got two of my #1 kids like this. I mean, these are really good. But it came out, it was a cock bird on the trim. I said, it's a cock. You put him to the side. I'm going to need him later on. He on the shelf. Give with the hens because he ain't got cocky yet. He's a cock. See, it's a cock. But he ain't got cocky yet. But long term. So I don't have a whole lot of birds left over here. Not a whole lot of birds. This is another bird. It's not really a processed bird. This is a little tortoiseshell. One of the tortoiseshells that was in my kit right here. You know what I'm saying? Good spinner. Really good spinner. This bird is fast. I can call her spinner. She locks up really, really good. Her sister was in the kit. Her sister got taken. This was the older one though. So I just want to keep this to help me move my family forward. Now, normally, if I didn't put the bird down for the first round, if I want to breed the bird that year, it'd be back in the kit box. But it gets kind of rough out there for birds. I don't need that to happen. I don't need to lose that one. Another bird right here, smooth, effortless roller, about 40 feet. I put her to 03 to make some birds. I was gonna fly them. I said, no, I'm gonna take my chances. Put them to the side for a minute. Put one in this house.